What's happening, guys? Gary Jahman here, back at it again with a new video. Today I'm diving into a 2-year long-term review of the iPhone 14 Pro Max. This phone has been my daily driver for the last 2 years and I've got plenty to share, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. So if you're curious about whether this phone still holds up in 2024, let's get into it. So let's start with the design. After 2 years, this deep purple finish still looks fantastic. It's unique and classy. Apple's design language really stands the test of time. Sure, there are a few tiny scratches and scuffs, but honestly, the stainless steel frame and glass back have held up better than I expected. Apple nailed it with this look. It doesn't feel outdated even in 2024. It's still sleek, still premium, and still gets compliments. So if you care about having a phone that looks fresh for years, the 14 Pro Max does not disappoint. 2 years in and the A16 Bionic chip is still crushing it. Apple really knows how to future-proof its processors. Whether I'm running heavy apps, multitasking, or gaming, it's just as fast and smooth as day one. iOS updates haven't slowed it down, which is a big deal if you're thinking long term. Gaming is still awesome on this phone. Graphics are smooth, frame rates hold up, and there's zero lag. If you're a multitasker, you'll love how responsive it is even with multiple apps running. I have to say, Apple nailed it with the performance on this one. Battery life, let's talk about it. After 2 years, I've noticed a bit of drop off, but it's nothing drastic. I can still get through most of the day even with a lot of screen time. Sure, it's not as strong as when it was new, but with Apple's optimizations, it's still holding up well. Fast charging helps too, so if I do need a quick top up, it doesn't take long. But yeah, after 2 years, the battery life is starting to show its age a bit. Not a deal breaker, but something to keep in mind if you're planning to hold onto it longer. The camera on this thing is still fantastic. 2 years in and it's handling everything I throw at it. Low light, bright sunlight, you name it. Apple's processing delivers awesome results across the board. It doesn't feel like it's aged at all in terms of quality. The night mode is a lifesaver for those low light situations. And yeah, there are some newer AI driven features on other phones now, but the 14 Pro Max holds its own. The only thing I wish it had is log footage for video. That's the one area where I feel like it could use an upgrade, especially if you're a content creator. For video, the 4K recording, stabilization, and audio pickup are still solid. If you're looking for a reliable phone for everyday photos and videos, this one got you covered. Alright, let's get into the things that aren't so great, especially after 2 years. First, the Lightning port. Yep, we're still stuck with it, and with everything else moving to USB-C, it feels dated. It's just one more cable I need to carry around, and honestly, it's getting old. And if you got other USB-C devices, this is going to feel like a hassle. And with the latest iPhones making the switch, it's a real downside for anyone holding on to the 14 Pro Max. And then there's the weight. I'm used to it by now, but it's definitely on the heavier side. For long periods of use, whether it's video calls or taking photos, it can feel a bit bulky. Not a deal breaker, but it's something you notice over time. And finally, let's talk about AI features. Phones are getting smarter with some incredible AI-driven tools that automatically edit photos or enhance videos. Unfortunately, the 14 Pro Max doesn't have those newer AI perks. It's still a great camera, but it lacks that extra level of smart processing you'll see on newer models. It still has a great camera, but it lacks that extra level of smart processing you'll see on newer models. So the big question is the iPhone 14 Pro Max still worth it in 2024? And honestly, yes. If you're someone who doesn't need all the latest features, this phone is still a powerhouse. It's fast, reliable, and still takes awesome photos. Apple's done a great job making a phone that lasts. But if you're all about having the newest AI features or you're done with the Lightning port, you might be tempted by the newer models. For me, as a daily driver for 2 years, this phone has checked every box. But yeah, the Lightning port makes me think about switching just to keep things simple. Alright, that's it for my 2-year review of the iPhone 14 Pro Max. If you're still using yours, let me know in the comment section down below and how it's working out for you. And if you upgraded, what finally convinced you to switch? Hit that like button if this review helped, subscribe for more tech insights, and I'll catch you in the next one. As always, stay safe, stay happy, good luck.